Hey you guys, I am back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about Married at First Sight. I'm going to be talking about this current Married at First Sight season 18, and I'm going to be talking about one particular couple in specific, which is Michelle and David. This is just going to be a sweet, simple video about Michelle and David and like my honest opinions about them, and really just like a lot about like what I have to say about those two couples. Honestly, a lot of people have been taking David's side, and I'm also on David's side. And just with this like past episode that has like come out with like Michelle and David, and Michelle going through lots of problems, she going through a lot of emotions. It seems as though Michelle needs a lot of mental help, and I'm trying to figure out, why did Married at First Sight cast her if she has so much if she just has so much of this like just mental stress going on with her. And I want to find out, like, why don't I see a lot of the therapists like coming to her for support, asking her like, are you okay? Like, what is going on? And it just reminds me of like the way how like they were doing people on like this current Love Island season. If you guys watch Love Island season 6, a lot of the castmates from that season were coming out saying how like the therapists were not good on that show, and they were basically like very unsupportive, and like also the producers. And it seems as though like I do see the producers coming for Michelle for comfort, like at one point of the time where like, you know, she's in the boat and she's upset about David. But it's like I don't really see the producers really reaching out and like coming to her for moral support and being like, hey, like, are you okay? And I'm just like, if Michelle is mentally unwell, like I think she needs to take a step back. Like, I honestly think she needs to take a genuine step back and like kind of reconsider her time for like being on this show, because it's just like she reminds me of Alyssa. Like Michelle very much gives me Alyssa from like Married at First Sight season 14, and I have to put them in the same category, but like Michelle is a little bit like less dramatic than Alyssa, I would say. And I feel like that David, he should be the bigger person to get up and leave. And I think Michelle and David remind me of Nick and Hannah from this past Love is Blind season. And I'm just like, is David doing the same thing where he's just kind of like, yes, I know David really wants to work through this marriage and stuff like that, but does he also know that like, you know what, I could get more TV time, so let me just stay and thug it out with her? Is that the other case? And I'm just trying to find out, like, why is it that everything is just so hostile with Michelle? And it's just like, who raised Michelle to be this way? Like, who raised her genuinely to be this type of person, just to kind of act this way? And I'm just like, is Michelle really going through some mental issue? Like, she has to be going through a huge mental issue for her to just be reacting like this every single time. And it's like, David, why are you putting up for it? Like, it's just that simple to be like, you know what, I'm gonna get up and actually like decide to leave. Like, I want to get up and leave. And it's like, if Michelle is going to continue acting like this and they stay married, and Michelle and David stays married, how is Michelle going to be able to handle taking care of David when he needs her like long term? And it's almost as if like David is doing all the work in this marriage, and then even with the whole like situation where like David, I remember like last episode, I think it was like episode 4, Married at First Sight, where David like woke up at 1 a.m. to go get something to eat, and like Michelle had a problem with it. And I know a lot of people have been saying like, you know what, it's a red flag for you to go up at 1 a.m. to be eating tacos, because you could be talking to another woman. But that also could like indicate that like he might be having a wife swap, and David might be ending up with Madison. Who knows? But it's like, at the end of the day, I feel like it's okay to like get up and eat tacos at night, 1 a.m. And he even said like he used to eat a lot because he used to like play some sport. So it's just like, why not? Like, and also he might be depressed, and a lot of people, they eat as their coping mechanism when it comes to them being depressed and stuff like that, and like, you know, upset. And I think that David is going through a really rough time. David had to literally sleep outside. Because I mean, or he also had to sleep on the couch too at one point, because Michelle just couldn't stand him. And I'm just like, David, like, why are you putting yourself through this? If you guys are not matching your energy compatible, or if you guys are not matching your energy most of the time, then y'all are not for each other. If it's like where you guys most of the day you guys are on different moods, like you both go through mood swings, like one person is happy, one person is sad, and like another person is happy, another person is sad, y'all are not for each other. I don't see the chemistry bonding enough with Michelle and David at all. And I think Michelle got the ick when it came to David, like living in his parents' basement. And so now come to find out that like Michelle, she has a really, really big problem about this. Like she has a really huge problem about this whole situation. And it's like Michelle now is like treating David like he's a nobody. And to me, it's just like, Michelle, if that was the first thing that ticked you off, why didn't you go to the therapist and kind of like talk it out with them? And David even said, like, you know, he still lives independently even though he lives with his parents. So he like pays his own rent. So I don't understand the issue. But then I kind of do see where Michelle is coming from. She kind of wants somebody that's like, you know, independent, who could like, you know, up and get on their 2 feet and stuff like that. So I kind of see where like Michelle is coming from. But like, my thing is just like, okay, if you don't like that, then, and I think maybe will Michelle and David be part of the couple swap? That's my theory, like that Michelle and David may be part of like a couple swap. I don't know, but this is getting really interesting with the whole Michelle and David convo. It's like every single time, unless this is being shown just for cameras, but it's like, is Michelle really acting this way on purpose just for the cameras because she wants the brand or she wants the opportunities? Like, what are you expecting? I feel like that Michelle is really trying to like have her big moment on TV, and she's like reacting this way and nobody knows about it, and people just think that like, oh, like, you know, she just doesn't like him because he lives with his parents or whatever like that. And I think that like either Michelle is doing this on purpose or like she just really doesn't like David because he's like, you know, not like dark enough, or like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that Michelle is just not even attracted to David at all. Like, Michelle doesn't find any attraction towards David. And so I think Michelle is now trying to find a way to escape. I think she is really just trying to find a way to escape. I honestly don't know, but it's like, my whole theory is just that, yes, like, you really, I feel like that Michelle is not really serious about marriage. And that's what a lot of people have seen. I've been watching these YouTube reviews. People have been like, yo, like, Michelle is not ready for marriage. Michelle is not ready for marriage at all. Like, she still has a lot of work to do. She has a lot of work to do when it comes to like, you know, her looking for marriage. Because it's like, if you can't work through the small stuff with a guy, like, why are you complaining at like your 30s? Like, you're in your 30s, you are 35 years old, I believe. I think Michelle is 35 years old, and it's just like every single time you got to bring up him living with his parents. And she even told David at one point, like, you know, you living with your parents like kind of just like turns me off a bit. And with the whole pool situation with David, like with David texting Michelle being like, you know what, don't text me, just give me the whole day to myself. It's just like, how hostile, like, and just the audacity of you just to act that way. It's like, it's so embarrassing. And it's like, you don't even care that you kind of like hurt his feelings. I think David is trying to do so much to protect Michelle and work with Michelle, but like, I don't think David is the one for Michelle. Like, I don't think this couple's gonna work out, because it's just like every single time Michelle is always judging David, or Michelle is just not in the mood. Michelle had to call her sister on vacation. I'm like, you're on vacation, why are you shut on vacation? I think that Michelle just has she has lots of anxiety issues, and she just needs mental help. It's like, you should have gotten mental health, you should have gotten therapy before you come on the show. And I think it's like the producers need to work more with Michelle. And also, like, where are the therapists? Like, why aren't the therapists working with Michelle at all? Like, why aren't these therapists coming to Michelle being like, what's going on? Why are these therapists talking to Michelle and David being like, you know what, do you guys want to stay? I'm like, when is a couple swap going to come? I'm like, I kind of still do have hope for Michelle and David. I'm just like, if I'm going to still have hope, why aren't there no therapists? Like, there needs to be at least one therapist that could like at least come to this couple and be like, you know, what's going on? I see that you guys are going through so much. I see that you're Michelle, that you're complaining 24/7. I see like you're tearing up all the time. And at the end of the day, I'm just like, I think Married at First Sight, the therapist really need to be on Michelle's behind. But anyways, that is it for this video. I just want to do a short, quick video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, hit that notification bell. Also, happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles!